That's Angel Choir. The gentleman's name is Andy Michaels, and he's standing by to talk to us. Andy, come on in and say hello.
Hey, how you going? Greetings from Australia.
Oh, so glad to have you here, and sorry if we got you up a little bit early in the morning, but I'll tell you, when I first heard that song, I heard that song one time, and I said, I got to get this guy on the show. I love that song, Andy. Great tune. Did you write it?
Yes, I did, yes.
Oh, you did a great job writing and delivering it. I am really impressed. I like that song a lot, and so glad you're able to come here and join us. Before we go any further, tell our listeners a little bit about who Andy Michaels is.
I'm an West Australian born singer-songwriter. I've been writing for a number of years, and just in the last probably 12 or 18 months that I finally got a little bit of exposure overseas, and people appreciated what I'm doing, and the result is what you just heard now, Angel. So.
Well, I think if my ears and experience are any indicator, I think you're going to be getting a lot more exposure and a lot more reacts. What say you, John Bon Jovial?
Oh, I really enjoyed that immensely, Andy. The production values that have gone into it are quite evident, and I can tell that you put a lot of time, a lot of thought, and a lot of energy into making this record sound as good and as fulfilling and as full as it does. And so I just want to applaud you on that. But the question that I want to ask you, because this just has such, for lack of better words, like religious overtones because of the gospel style choir. Do you have a background in gospel music?
No, I don't, John. My producer is is very much into Christian music, and it was his idea because there's two versions of the song on the album, and it was his idea. He said, "How about we do bring a choir into this song at the end?" And I said, "Yeah, that sounds great." Obviously with Angel and and the Christian overtones and religious overtones. It was his idea to bring a choir in at the end, and the result is what you heard. Yeah, and it's an exceptional. Yeah, it really brought the song out into its own world. So.
Oh, it's an amazing piece of music, and I'm trying to. There was a song that came out in the '60s, and the name of the song escapes me. But David, it was I believe it was the Edwin Hawkins Singers.
Oh, you're thinking of, yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do, and now you made me draw a blank too.
and
Edwin Hawkins Singers.
Yeah, and it reminded me so much of that. I mean, it was such an inspiring and uplifting piece of music, and so yeah, it sounds great. Well, if this is not your background, what is your background? What as we say here in the States, what floats your boat when it comes to creating music and inspiration?
Oh, Happy Day was the song.
Oh, Happy Day.
Yeah,
yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I guess what how you going? I guess what's been intriguing about the album that the song came off, which was revisited, was it's been continually described as eclectic, which means there's something there for everyone. There's a bit of gospel, there's a bit of country, there's a bit of folk, singer-songwriter, pop rock, acoustic rock, everything. And people sort of have been applauding me for that, the fact that I could bring all genres together on one album and bring out something like that. So there's 2 or 3 songs, I guess, on the album that have a bit of a gospel tinge to it, but generally very eclectic and across the board. So.
Well, I profess to not hearing the rest of the record. Shame on me, but I know I've just heard this cut that we just played. One of the things that David will normally do is that I will not preview the songs before they're heard because he wants my raw reaction to it. And but if there is more to this, if there is any way that you can, if you haven't already, send us a link to this, because I would love to hear the rest of the album.
That's a perfect lead into where I was going next. If we could, Andy, if you'd be so kind as to share with the listeners how they can find you and how they can find your music online.
My music is in the normal platform, Spotify and all the download and streaming sites, but also through my website. And my website's just www.andymichaelsmusic.com, and there's a lot of download links and a bit more about me and a bit of history and a bit more about Andy Michaels.
Absolutely. And what is the name of the album, Andy?
Revisited. So the song you heard, Angel with the Choir, came from my album Revisited. Revisited.
Okay. And I agree with John. I want to hear the rest of the album. This song, the injection of the choir at the end was really the frosting on the cake. The song has such a good start. It's so listenable and emotional, and it seems to, you get the feeling of building, and then at the end you've got the choir, which is the ultimate build-up. I was really impressed with that, as well as the song itself. I realize I'm gushing a little bit, audience, but I really do like that song. What are you doing now, Andy? Are you doing any touring or what?
Yeah, I'm in the process of now recording my next album, and I'm probably about a third of the way through. So I've done 3 or 4 songs already, and probably another 6 or 7 songs, but I probably won't be finished until end of the year. And then obviously once that's done and released, then I have some free time, hopefully to come to the States and meet great guys like you and get my music out there a bit more.
Absolutely, and we would definitely look forward to meeting you. Just so you can put it down on your notes, if it works out for you to schedule in the southeast in Florida or in the southwest in Arizona. John Bon Jovial is down in the Naples-Fort Myers area of Florida. I'm out in the Phoenix area of Arizona. So if you hit either of those 2 areas, there's a good chance we're going to be able to track you down and get to meet you in person. And I think the American audiences are really going to receive you favorably. And I do want to ask a personal favor here. Not only do we get you out of bed at a weird hour of the morning so you can come and talk to us, but we want more. We always want more. But we'd love to have you pencil us in for when the new album is ready. Give us a heads up a little ahead of time so we can get you scheduled, have you come back on the show, and we'd love to debut it here in the States for you.
Oh, sure. I can't wait. That will be awesome. Thank you so much.
And as far as, coming to the States or exposure in the States, if there, of course, anything that we can help you with, we will be more than happy to do so. That's what this platform is all about. And we not only are we into the shameless self-promotion, for our own survival here, but, in order for us to survive, we need our guest artists to survive. And in order for them to survive, we need to try to promote anything that you're going to do. So, any type of, even if it's, not here in the States, but anything that you're going to be doing in Australia or New Zealand or the Philippines or anything like that, we have listeners quite literally worldwide, and we would be more than happy to, get the word out about Andy Michaels.
Great, yeah.
On that line,
thank you so much. Yeah.
On that line, I have a the David Bowers Awards page on Facebook, and I tell all our guests, once you're on our show, you're a member of our family, and we'll always be here for you, help you do your promoting and getting the word out. And that the David Bowers Award page on Facebook is specifically for my guests on the show to post their new releases, their touring, play dates, anything you've got going on related to your music and yourself that you want to share with the world. Put us on your press release list, and feel free to post up there anytime, and we will help you get the word out. That's a given. The David Bowers on Facebook, and of course we're on all those other places too. You'll find us on Twitter and all the usual places. John Bon Jovial, you look like you've got more to say.
Well, yeah, just another question that I wanted, which is something that I try to ask everybody, and I'm not going to exclude you from this either. And that is this. Obviously, you've developed a style of music, and you go your own unique way with it. But in order to develop that, at least it's been my experience, that you have to have influence from outside sources. So, what music producers, what audio technicians, and of course, most importantly, what musicians themselves do you consider to be your muse, your primary influences over the way you do things?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. Thanks, John. And I guess it comes back. My mother played guitar, and I can remember her playing Cat Stevens when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I was going, wow, well, listen to that. That's awesome. And as you know, Cat Stevens is just a absolute legend, and some of the songs that he brought out in the 60s still stand, with the Beatles as being very strong today. And my mum used to play guitar we lived in the country, very remote rural areas in Western Australia. And my mum always used to pull the guitar out after the ritual footy match on a Sunday afternoon and enthrall everybody. And I was thinking, wow, I'm going to do that. And there was nobody that she couldn't play. And I picked up a guitar when I was in my teenage years. And obviously, my mum's influences like Cat Stevens and virtually a lot of country and western influence as well. And then myself, my own influences, Neil Young, all singer-songwriters that sort of that can write and they have a lot of lyrical strength. I find, very, very appealing, and there's a lot of singer-songwriters out there now, and I think unless I can bring out music, lyrically as strong as a melody, then I won't do it. And I guess that's the strength of my album Revisited, is the fact that people can identify with the words and the music as well, and the lyrics and the emotions that get conveyed and the message.
It's a universal language, yes. So. Yeah, it's a universal language. Well, look, we don't have a whole lot of time left here. In the 30 or 45 seconds that we've got left, tell us just real quickly about Only Love Knows the Meaning of Goodbye.
This is a song that I've given to you guys. It's going to be on my new album, so nobody else has heard it yet. So this is the first time it's going to be heard in the States and in the world for this matter. It's a song off my new album, and I guess the words speak for themselves. When you say goodbye to someone, when you're in love and you say goodbye to someone, that's when you really feel the message. So the song's called Only Love Knows the Meaning of Goodbye. It's off my new album, which will be released later this year.
Excellent. David, anything else you want to add to it? I'm going to open
the new album
back up so you can
there you go. Okay. The title of your new album, Andy?
It will be still under wraps a bit, but probably there's another song that I've just written called Only Change Stays the Same, and I think that will be the name of the new album.
Okay, we'll look forward to hearing from you as soon as that's solidified so we can spread the word, because we can keep secrets here. It's the people